Hey girl, my sunburn healed.
You are looking fierce and lobster-esque fabulous. I'm loving the shirt. Girl, happy 100th episode!
Oh my
Oh,
gosh, can you believe it's finally here? Can you believe that 2.5 years later we're still doing covered dish? It's the
it's the
longest
best.
I've ever committed to anything.
Girl, tell me about it, except for Lowe's.
Aw,
Mm.
Penny.
I opened a new bottle of whiskey tonight.
What is it?
It's the Nika coffee grain whiskey. You know what, girl, I love that.
Is that Japanese whiskey?
Yeah, I love Japanese whiskey.
Mmm, how fancy. How
I don't
au
really get
courant.
hungover from Japanese whiskey like I do American, like whiskey and bourbon.
I wish I could say that I was one of those gays where like I have that magic thing that doesn't make me hungover, but now like it all is.
First of all, I don't think that's just you. Like, I don't think they're, no. Like, I reject that premise. All gays, no.
All gays.
They all get it.
All
So,
gay,
cheers,
all shade. Yeah.
whether you've been here from the first episode or you're just tuning in. Where have you been if you're just tuning in?
Mm-hmm. But welcome to our centennial dish, whether this is your first dish, your third dish, or your 100th dish. We welcome you. And we salute you. Cheers,
We,
girl.
we switch.
Oh my god.
That's nice.
Goes down easy, don't it?
Don't it?
It's the kind of dish
Goes
you want to
down
have
easy.
again and again.
Goes down easy, just like episode 100 of Covered Dish.
Ooh. You know what I love about this tan line? Is
Oh,
that you
it's
can
saying so much.
you can see the rings on my swimsuit, like because there's a little like but a tan button on each side.
Oh my God.
It's kind of sexy.
It is. She's serving
Oh,
melanoma.
that's not so good down there. That's not so good down there.
She's
Ooh,
serving skin cancer screenings. We love to see it.
you know when you tell
No,
on yourself, that's bad. Ooh,
girl.
girl,
Wow.
hibachi.
Hmm.
No, that's beyond hibachi. That's teppanyaki with the
I
with the
cannot
knives in the
believe
ear.
I cannot believe you still have that much of a suntan, like a sunburn.
It doesn't hurt. It's just probably dangerous.
It's just hanging out by the equator.
Oh,
Girl, what is your favorite memory? We are here to rehash old dish.
recap,
Pop it in the
rehash, and
microwave,
regale.
pop it in the microwave, put a little paper towel over it, make sure the paper towel is a little damp,
Oh yeah,
and press 1 minute.
you don't want to dry out those memories. So um, it's really hard to pick one because we've had so many moments that, frankly, like we always have pretty comprehensive conversations, you and I. But I think
Yeah,
that
it's true.
I've become so vulnerable in this program. I've divulged things that I
Mhm.
don't think that you knew that I don't think I knew. Like
Yeah,
you know what program has grown and changed you. I think that's this program. So
that is the program.
yeah, so I would have to say my favorite moments were apart from the times where you were actually here with me because we had a few in person dishes.
Oh, those are great.
I
Our
loved
Christmas dish
Christmas
last year.
dish was great. You were part of the scenery, and then you sort of
I was.
like you came to the forefront. I think one of my favorite episodes was when we talked about kink at Pride.
Oh,
I still think about that. I also think about when we talked about anxiety and we made a Venn diagram. Do you still have it?
so no,
Or
but
like, where is
because I
it?
was told no one could read it.
Well, I mean, that is true, but also I think that was what made it even better. Is it was like written on the back of a piece of paper that already had writing on it, and so when you held it up, like it just looked like chaos.
Yes.
Yeah. Which that's right, you know?
Yeah, I think that's right.
That's right.
I've loved our conversations around like non-monogamy and infidelity
Mm-hmm.
and like the boundaries of transgression in human relationships and
Mm.
the power of forgiveness.
Yeah.
I think we've really talked about the forgiveness of others and the forgiveness of self. And I think in even having those discussions too, like you just said, I learned a lot about myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because I consider myself someone who's quick to forgive, yet the evidence shows me time and time again.
Tells a different
Like,
story. Oh my god.
right. And like you say these things on the dish, and like it's so funny because you know me so well.
Mhm.
And I'll be like, well, I'm tough at this. And you're like, yeah. Like everybody knows that. Do you know that? Like, did you not know that?
I actually have a diary entry about this. Hold on. Let me
Right.
flip to chapter 3. Um
You know, it's just it's like those moments of self discovery. I was talking to someone who's kind of new in my life, and she called me a bulldog, and I was like, "Fuck off!" And then I was like, "How dare you with your accuracy?" Like
but then I
fiercely
remembered
loyal,
Peony and I thought, "Oh."
fiercely loyal, and occasionally and unpredictably aggressive.
Listen, I hear
That's hip hop.
loyalty. I hear loyalty. I hear sure-footed. I'm
Yes,
trying to make this better.
sure-footed. I don't know. You've heard my fall history, girl.
Well,
Get
anyway,
kidding.
moving on from that. Moving on from that train of thought. Girl, what was your favorite dish on the dish?
Mm.
I have a couple.
I mean, I can't get our Tales from the Crypt, our sex tales from the crypt 2 Halloweens ago. Only because like we have the most ridiculous stories about Halloween.
Oh
And
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
that because
Also, I
they're
meant food, but I love that you were talking stories. That's
oh girl, no, my gag reflex. Our food. Wait a minute, wait. Get in the chat if you were here on our food, our humble beginnings, where we said, you know what would be reasonable every fucking week?
every
It would be
week.
really reasonable to make a 1950s themed dish
Every week.
every week. And we were like, we can rotate.
I mean, the 2021 energy was it hit different, because
It did.
we had
It did.
time. I had time to ponder starting to learn how to crochet in 2021.
Oh my
Um,
God, you crocheted?
no, I thought about it.
Oh, that takes up a lot of time though. A
Yeah,
lot of time. A
it's
lot
a
of
lot of
yes.
time. It certainly killed a few minutes, and in 2021, anything, to get out of my own head. So, remember in 2020, before we started Cover Dish, which honestly was a godsend in 2021
It
because
was a dark time.
it was done. You know what I mean? Like this staying at home all the time was not it. So in 2020, it was drag clown makeup. You remember that phase? I was not doing well. In case you missed it.
That phase still haunts my dreams.
Yeah,
Like when it's
I still
storming
use those
out.
pictures. They're fun to just kind of like,
Honestly, if you don't put one up on Cover Dish in the story after this, like that,
yeah.
then who are you even being?
Oh, I
So
will.
Eileen went through this like combination of like manic depression plus the pandemic plus RuPaul's Drag Race,
Yeah,
where you're like, I'm gonna be a drag clown, and
yeah.
I was like, oh,
Oh, cool. And not only that, I was going to use a word to market myself that nobody knows. Um,
okay. If you remember that this has actually been one of our only reoccurring vocab dish
foibles.
joke, joke slash roast of me
And how
for
do you
not
spell it again?
there's an N in there, and
And
I know it.
and who would play her?
Who would, who would play?
Oh my god! And who would play her? And then I was reading a book the other day, and what word
Wow.
just so happened to show up
On the first page?
on the first page? I was like,
A book I pretty much assigned you to read.
yeah, you did. You did. You signed me a book, and I was like, what's this? What's this right here? Someone's dowager aunt?
Jesus. Anyways, has anyone commented? Is anyone talking about Jello mold?
No, not yet. I think we need to turn up the
Okay,
heat.
great. Well, get in the chat if you like Jello mold. Okay, so
If you like Jello molds.
my toughest, the food journey was tough. You know what it was?
What?
Is I don't like the texture of gelatin in my mouth.
You know, sorry, that grossed me out just when you said it. And the funny thing is, I actually do like gelatin on
In your
certain.
mouth.
Okay, well, you're making it sound grosser than it is.
It's
But
gross.
it is gross. Okay, fine, it's gross. All right. But here's the thing. I thought that I could save the idea of savory gelatin because there's this thing
Mm.
called aspic. I don't know who invented it, but it was I hope they're
But they were white.
yeah. I hope they're locked away forever. But aspic is terrible. And it's basically a cold savory gelatin.
Did you ever make aspic on the dish? Which it's tomato soup, right? In a Jello mold.
Oh, we made an aspic and it had you made an aspic out of spaghettios and cocktail weenies.
Oh my god! Oh my god! That was so gross, and I
That was
didn't
an
eat it at the
aspic.
time.
Yeah. And then I made, I don't know what the difference between Jello and aspic is, but if it's just clear gelatin with savory ingredients, I also made one which was an egg salad.
I forgot about the egg
It
salad.
was so beautiful, but it was so disgusting.
Yeah,
Like,
what was in that one?
I think I was almost done with food after that. I was like, maybe I don't eat anymore.
It's
It
just
was
not for me.
It was two layers. The top layer was nothing but egg yolks and mayonnaise and gelatin, which already is foul. Um, and then the base, the base layer underneath that was egg whites, lemon juice, celery,
Yes.
olives, and that's it. Gelatin, chopped up egg. That's
That's
it.
it.
Chop. It was like all of the 1950s
Yeah.
appetizer things that nobody likes. Green olives, celery, chopped up egg whites,
I'm
parsley,
gonna say something
and lemon
controversial.
juice, which ruined the whole thing.
That's what ruined the whole thing. I'm gonna say something controversial, which is like controversial, but I said it wrong. Controversial.
Controversial.
um, and that is, I just don't believe in celery.
Really?
I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. I don't know where I'm supposed to put it.
You
I
never
always
did like
regret.
ants on a log when you were a kid?
Fuck no! I go like this with the peanut butter and just
Yeah,
take it
yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah. Fair enough.
I mean, I also was a budding queer lesbian, so that's probably has something to do with
So you're
that.
you're never just like, it's summertime and you're like, I'd like maybe a cool, refreshing celery stalk dipped in hummus. That doesn't occur to you?
There are so many. Frankly, how dare you? There are so many delicious things to dip in hummus in South Florida: plantain chips, banana chips, garlic plantain chips.
Well, here's the thing about celery, it's negative calories.
Right, right. That's always what my mom would say when she would do like crash diets growing up. Like every couple of months, get in the chat if your mom also gave you food issues.
And
But it
yeah,
was
if
like
you've ever heard the expression negative calories, you have generational trauma with food.
you call this number to get a settlement, and the settlement is just talking to me and being like, I got it, girl. You
Mm.
may be entitled to financial compensation if you sat through Weight Watchers meetings at 8.
Listen, you know what the thing I've learned about food and my trauma associated with food is that there's always a cost. And I think that that is one of the common themes between food and relationships that we have talked about on this program is that
Ooh,
there's always a cost, emotional, financial, whatever it is, logistics, the cooking. Sometimes you're tired, you don't want to cook food. Sometimes you're tired, you don't want to show up for a relationship. And the thing with me is that I always thought that friends with benefits would be like negative calories, and it's not.
friends with benefits you thought was going to be celery? And
Yeah, I thought friends with benefits was gonna be celery. And like it sounds great when you because you hear these stories about like no strings attached, right? Like, ooh, it's just whenever we want, and you just text somebody and you're like, I'm gonna come over and we're gonna play video games and just like, you're not gonna have to have any emotional aftercare after sex because it's just
right,
like not a real thing. Spoiler alert,
right.
it is a real thing.
Yeah, it's that's what I don't I reject that premise. Well, actually that's interesting that you bring it up because I think you know, for our friends with benefits episode, I think we both have had not necessarily changed minds, but more experience and different discussions since about like
Changed minds. How did I change minds all the time
Nah.
with this sunburn? Oh God, every time I see it.
I'm crazy.
I need to
But you
slap a little
know,
age rewind concealer on that. It's not just for your face anymore.
it's just everywhere. It's
Yeah,
just all over your
everywhere.
screen. Um, but we were talking about friends with benefits, and also like since that episode, the end of relationships, the ends of friends with benefits, and
Mm-hmm.
what that looks like. And I think
Mm-hmm.
like it feels like a breakup. It looks like a breakup. It tastes like a breakup. It sounds like a
It
breakup. It's a
quacks like a
breakup,
breakup.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it hurts like a breakup because I think when I was 20 or 21, I was like, I'm in complete control of my emotional investment in the relationships in my life. And that was cute, right? That was cute that I thought that.
Well,
Um,
you also chose people that were low risk in the emotional vulnerability category. So it was almost a
oh
self-fulfilling
yeah,
prophecy too.
yeah. And if I'm being really honest, I think I chose people that. Oh gosh, this is tough tea, and this isn't even like a deep dish. But I think I chose people for the most part during that phase of my life that I could comfortably feel like if I let them down, it wouldn't be a big deal. Like I could sort of like hold it over them or like feel superior. That's bad. Don't be like me. Don't make the mistakes I've made.
Okay,
But I
first of
did,
all, everybody pulled that shit in their 20s. And I think
yeah.
we know people who are doing it in their 30s and 40s. So
Mm,
let's just have a minute. Like,
yeah.
right.
I
Because
just
it
think,
comes
I wasn't approaching those like whatever you want to call them, those short-term relationships. I wasn't really approaching them in good faith with like, "Oh, I would say the things like I want someone that I can be a friend with and we share things with each other," but it was kind of like fully on my own terms. And if they expressed any kind of needs or whatever, I would just end it preemptively because I had a fear of intimacy.
yeah.
I've done a lot of journaling.
Well, that's interesting because I feel like in my 20s, I almost did the opposite, where like I
Really?
was, yeah, because I would be with women that I like had no interest in their things, right? And what they were doing. So let's take something really simple of like I had a partner who's like obsessed with watching sports, any sport, right? And then I just kind of fell into it because I was like, well, I want to spend time with you and this is what you're into, so I'm going to do it. But in the process, I lost myself because
Yeah.
I wasn't, because again, it's not just watching sports, right? It's the losing your whole Sunday to beers and bars. And oh, it's also Saturday, and then it's Monday night, and then oh my God, there's a game on Thursday. And hey, have you ever watched college football? And oh my God, what about basketball? And like, again, just sitting and watching and not really living, and then also having your mood tied to the game's win or loss, right? So then I was like, keeping an eye on that and all the things, whatever. But it's just like I woke up and I was like,
Yeah.
what's the balance between compromise and being with your partner on something they love to do, and also just like not losing yourself
Yeah.
to what they're into?
Totally.
If
And
that makes sense.
yeah, it does. And I think what happened for me in that situation is because there's a good thing, there's like a healthy amount of I know you're
Right.
really interested in this thing, so I'm going to support you with this thing because I know it's really important to you. But if you
Right.
sort of convince them and yourself that like, "Oh no, I'm really into this and I want to share this with you." This sort of like secret resentment builds up and you're not even
Mm-hmm.
aware that it's happening, but you're counting the cost every time you're doing the thing that you don't actually like, but you're convincing yourself that you like the thing. And all of a sudden you're like
Yeah.
adding up in your head with a calculator how much time have I lost to pretending that I like this thing.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
getcha. I mean, that's the thing with me is like, I try really hard to look underneath the layer of the stuff that I want to believe about myself and look under that and be like, okay, what are we actually doing in here? It's kind of like when you have a printer jam and you open up the
I
lid
love I love your IT metaphors.
and you lift up,
Printer jam.
yeah,
When I have a
printer
printer jam,
jam.
I throw out the printer.
What was the error code? So you lift up the little lid on the printer that like where the where the carriage that holds the print head is, and you're like, what's going on in there?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What? Who
I
is
throw
that
out.
voice? I love doing this voice where I'm like,
You have no teeth when you do.
Has anyone seen my life alert?
Like, yeah, like, first of all, like, geriatric IT professional, we love to see it.
Me.
It's you.
I would say like unrelatable things to any room of people, you know? Which is
Yeah,
why I thought Dowager Clown would be a great brand.
Actually, honestly, on your business card, I think that's what I should say. I will say unrelatable things to an entire room of people.
Yeah, and I won't blink twice at it. I'll be like, "Why don't you know about that?" Like
Yeah,
it's everyone else's problem in the room. You know when
get your life together.
you know when as a child you have no confidence and you go too far the other way?
Yeah.
That's me.
You're looking at it, babe.
Oh, now I have no shame in situations where I probably should.
Well, honestly, it's the alternative. Could be in a submarine of 5 people, 13,000 feet under the sea after you paid $250,000 to go see the Titanic wreck.
Oh
That
my
story's
gosh.
crazy. Anyway.
Yeah, I have not been reading about that because I took a break from the news because of the legislation stuff.
Legislation. I'm kidding. So we are here. We are here to celebrate, to honor, to look back, because well, for two, and we're also here to give some shit away. So the only thing lesbians love more than nostalgia is instant nostalgia. We love it, we live it, we laugh it, we pray it, we eat it. It's our favorite fucking thing in the world.
Yeah.
Lesbians love going on dates, don't get me wrong. The thing they love more is texting after the date the same night with the person and talking about the date. Instant nostalgia. That's why we love social media. Because
That's so funny.
Oh my God. It's actually, I've had better text conversations about the date than the actual date.
Wow. You know, I'll say this. I'll tell you something. I
Tell me something, girl.
I like a conversation post date that lasts for exactly 3 exchanges. 3. That's it. If it goes beyond 3, I'm
Never
like,
survived with a queer woman.
no. I am a queer woman. What are you talking about?
A queer lesbian.
Okay, there we go. There we go. I was like,
Frankly, how dare you?
she doesn't know. She doesn't know. I've passed so fiercely that people who have known me for 10 years forgot that I'm a trans woman.
A girl, first of all, the only way I could have possibly known you were a trans woman is those Shirley Temple ringlet curls from the photo I posted on the gram.
Speaking of thinking that I was relatable, that hairstyle.
Super relatable. First of all, I had that hairstyle, so then I'm trans too.
I gave you that hairstyle.
That is true. That was the trans effect. That's what happens when trans people come into your life. Pin curls.
I think the lesson here is that we're both not doing well. So if you'd like to just Venmo us, that'd be great. What were we talking about? I got really distracted.
Instant nostalgia.
Three exchanges and then I'm done. Because if it goes beyond that, I'm like, oh my God, this person is, way too clingy. It's happening too fast.
Wait a minute.
Let the night be the night, and we'll circle back to this later. Like, you can text me the next day, but I need to, after a very intense emotional thing, I need to say, hey, I had a great time, and then take a shower and go to bed.
You wouldn't survive. You wouldn't survive.
Apparently not.
All right, so we have some giveaways. You're going to have to get on our gram, because we are going to give them away on the gram.
Mm-hmm.
But we have an Eileen Galvin in nomine.
Oh my gosh.
Notebook.
Mm-hmm.
Who is she?
Decadencia, deprivatio, et degeneratio.
And this notebook is great for anything. You can use it for incantations.
You surely can.
You can use it as a planner.
You can use it for hexing your recently broken up exes.
You could also write down Jello mold recipes in it.
You could. We don't recommend it, but you could.
We surely do not. And then there's this. We love environmental sustainability tote. It's the perfect size for any. Well, it's kind of like a hat. if you
Ooh, a
think about it.
hat. Oh, how ecclesiastic.
Yes,
I can't wait
which
to
is
use that as the thumbnail.
it's so maybe it's
I'm just
so
kidding.
Egyptian. You brought your toothbrush to a cemetery. How Egyptian.
Uh,
And look at her.
who would play her?
Who would play her?
It says yikes, I don't see that working out. It's me looking very disappointed. So if you want goth mommy to be disappointed at you every time you go grocery shopping, this is the bag for you.
Which is great. So these are giveaways. We have covered dish merch on
We do.
our
Linktree.
link. So you can
Yeah.
buy that.
Now,
But
I know how you kids don't like to click more than 3 times, but I have good news for you. It's only 3 clicks away from our Instagram. You can go to our Instagram, Cover Dish, go to the link in our bio, which is our link tree, and then click on our Redbubble store. And you will get, Brooke's going to demonstrate it for you now. And then the 4th click is add to cart, and you can get whatever your heart desires, baby.
oh wow.
If you
This
want
is so
it,
exciting.
look, it's the future. She's doing it right before your very eyes. Oh my gosh, our link tree.
Exciting.
It's almost like I designed the whole experience.
I'm accepting all cookies.
Girl, you know about user experience design.
No, girl, I don't. I'm a
Neither
lawyer.
do I. That's so I hope it works.
I think it works out really well.
Awesome.
So please buy our cover dish merch. There's coasters. There's a mini skirt that I think really can put any dog or human pull off.
Yeah.
I think Petty would look great in it as a tube top.
Especially shrimp cocktail. She got us 2 different mini skirts with 2 different photos of her and I, and gave it to each other, and they both said shrimp lean. And I've been waiting for 6 or 7 years to like return the favor, and I finally have the perfect mini skirt.
That is exciting. I don't
Cover
think I've
dish.
seen your trampoline mini skirt.
Girl, it's from like 2016. I'll send you the photos.
I can't wait.
It's pretty funny.
So we're absolutely going to be doing giveaways in our Instagram. So check it out. We'll have questions on our story and in the post. And if you answer, we will pick one of our answers and we will give you some merch.
Yeah. We'll send you something.
We'll send you something.
Yeah.
Girl, as you think about parting words as we head into 101, what do you have to say?
The 2nd season. How many seasons are we in? That's actually the thought I have is like, how many episodes is a season? Are we in season 4 or 5? America needs to know.
It's like some shows have like 8 episodes per season and others have like 20.
Yeah.
So it's really up to us.
Comment below.
Yeah.
No, I think my parting thoughts are you know, if you feel tired, lie down. That was the first thing that came to mind.
That's fair.
Words to live by, honestly. Like,
yeah, in Cover Dish we take care of ourselves.
Yeah, in Cover Dish we prioritize self-care. And oh no, I have something better, okay? This is advice that can we fix that in post? I have advice that I gave to a first cohort of a class that I taught on Sunday, which was burlesque as a gender affirming practice. And it was so much fun, and they were all really here for it. And towards the end of the class, we were having a great discussion about how good burlesque is a love letter to an audience, and great burlesque is a love letter to yourself. And so I was talking about ways that you can appreciate your body. And my parting advice is, if you've never done this, take yourself on a date. Have you ever taken yourself on a date, Brooke?
Every Tuesday.
We take each other on a date every Tuesday.
We surely do. So no, keep going.
Yeah. No, that's it. Just take yourself on a date. Do something that's pleasurable just for you and, like, you know, for nobody else. Like, maybe it's giving yourself flowers. Maybe it's drawing a nice bath and listening to your favorite music. Maybe it's saying no to something that you don't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I used to, in college, I would give myself 1 class session per class a semester to just not go for whatever reason. Because you're paying
And
for it, you know?
did you do it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's impressive.
One time I did it on the way to class. I was at OSU and I was walking by the Numbers Garden down by the little like bagel shop by Central Campus or whatever that building is called, by the power plant. I was walking towards a class that was in that building, and as I was approaching the door, I was like, today's the day. And I took a nap in the Numbers Garden instead. And it was great.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah. I actually don't do that enough nowadays, because back then it's like, what do I have to do? Listen to a lecture? And nowadays it's like, I have to be at this meeting. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the pressure is higher.
Like, I have to testify at the State House. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Ooh, it's rough.
Girl, I love that. I love that. Take yourself on a date. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. We'll be back next week and every week. Thank you for tuning in. It really means so much to us. And big shout out to Joseph and Eileen's dad holding us down from the beginning. For all of our fans who have been holding us down from the beginning, thank you. And we really, really are grateful for you. Like I'm grateful for you, girl.
Oh, girl, I love you so much. And cheers. Here's to more dish. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.